I am offering to answer any questions that anybody has about what happened to me, this sexual assault, about Jeffrey Epstein, about his associates, who I saw, where I was, as well as mental health and, what it was like going through that process or getting help, what it was like talking to the FBI. I am an open book, and I think that knowledge is power. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, Camera Sweets. This is Kelly Brennan. Again, if you don't know, I'm 36 years old. I was born and raised on Long Island in New York, and I am a sexual assault survivor. Most notably, my abuser was Jeffrey Epstein. And I'm here to kind of share my story and what's been happening, as well as put a spotlight on mental health and sexual abuse, because we're not done yet. So at first, I want to thank the thousands of people that have followed me and helped spread my message and given wonderful feedback. I didn't realize how much I would need that validation or enjoy that validation, but it feels really nice to finally be heard. So thank you. Here are some of the examples of wonderful things that people had to say. You're a warrior. Hugs and prayers to you. I hope my daughter will be as brave as you someday. Thank you for sharing your story to help others. It takes a lot of courage, and I'm proud of you for coming forward. As a fellow survivor, I just wanted to say you're very brave. I hope this journey brings you healing and closure. Now, with that being said, and I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but I've also received some messages and horrible comments, both privately as well as publicly, that just proves to me that the fight isn't over. We need to continue to fight for the right kind of resources for people that have suffered sexual assault, as well as work towards, there was a news story out just today, I believe, about a sex cult in New York City that was just shut down. Sex trafficking, and there's people, men, women, and children that are being forced to do things. Some mentally and verbally abused, feel like they have no other option out. Some physically abused, and others, literally in cages and things. So we need to help people. Our fight isn't over. And something that I want to point out is that when you say something negative, whether it's intentional or not, other people that might really need help, and maybe you agree with those people, those situations, you would say too that they desperately need help. When you respond negatively to me, that's an example that they're seeing, and it's reaffirming fears. And if they're anything like I was and other people I've spoken to, it is so scary to come forward and you've convinced yourself that it was your fault, and you feel shame.
And then you hear things like this.
Just because you're gullible doesn't mean you didn't know what you were doing. You wanted him and it didn't work out. Now you're complaining. Women are too sensitive these days. Everything is rape, even when they ask for it but change their minds later. I'm sure Epstein raped men as well, but only women are coming forward. Grow up and deal with it. How can you guys believe people like Camera Sweets? And then it becomes even harder to come forward in the future, because that just reaffirms the terrible things they think about themselves. So they feel worse. They have less it's what happened to me. I had less self-esteem, less confidence. I started to rationalize it, and you eventually push it way down deep, and it just becomes more difficult to deal with and the damage becomes more extensive. So I just ask you to realize that the impact of your comments are more widespread than just between you and me. I noticed that there was a common theme among the negative comments that I was getting. One, the lack of knowledge about what happened to me. Very often people that had negative comments didn't even watch the video or read what I had to say. That lack of knowledge led to an assumption that every Jeffrey Epstein victim or his associates went through the same process, and we didn't. So, but I think it's important to keep dialogue open, and it's important in this area because, like I said, the impact is widespread. So to help combat this, I am offering to answer any questions that anybody has about what happened to me, the sexual assault, about Jeffrey Epstein, about his associates, who I saw, where I was, as well as mental health and, what it was like going through that process or getting help, what it was like talking to the FBI. I am an open book, and I think that knowledge is power, and that if more people understood what happened, there would be even more outrage. Because I can guarantee you, I know from personal experience that there are people associated with Jeffrey Epstein that, they may be investigated at this point in time or being investigated, but they have not been in the news and they have not been held accountable at this point. So we can't let this fizzle out. Ghislaine Maxwell is, luckily she was denied a retrial and she will be sentenced in June. We need to keep this in the media, because if not, I just have this gut feeling, and my gut feeling is usually right. I have this gut feeling it's going to disappear. So the only thing I know how to do at this point is to share. So I'm inviting anyone and everyone to ask as many questions as they want. I will post down in the details of this video information about how you can submit a question, and no topic is off limit. You can ask anything. There are no stupid questions. I just ask that they are written in a respectful manner, and that you're willing to be open and to potentially learn new things. So again, I just want to thank everyone for all the kind words. Help spread this. Whether you want to ask a question just out of curiosity, or if it's to validate your own feelings, or experiences, or you just want to engage in a, educational, respectful discussion. I'm happy to be the resource. So send this around. I think it could help people. And really, if we just help one person, that's worth it. So thank you again for everything. I am blown away by the support. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe. Peace out, everybody.
Don't forget to send your question by adding your response just by simply replying below. Or you can check out camerasuites.com. That's the words camera, suites.com, all one word. Have a great day, and don't forget to follow me, like, share, all of that. I really need your help. Thanks so much.